radio department clinging to his game. Hey, my needle drops. Just got back from a journey. Journey? No, not from there. From the new Radio Department LP, Clinging to a Scheme. This is my first time taking a suggestion from the moderator box on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/theneedledrop, in case you're watching this anywhere else. And down there, in the moderator box, you guys can suggest an LP, and it's highly recommended that you actually leave a YouTube link or some kind of link where I can hear what you're suggesting. If you don't do that, and you choose to instead make suggestion in the comment box of this video or any of my videos, you fail at life. Thanks. So why was this a journey? Well, mostly because on first listen, I kind of hated it. Well, maybe I didn't all and out hate it, but I was kind of like this. And maybe it's because I usually like a lot of sonic beef, a lot of color to my music, and the Radio Department, for the most part, are an easy, breezy, Swedish pop band who sound like My Bloody Valentine being forced to start a Pet Shop Boys tribute group. And there was a lot turning me off about this LP initially, but, you know, I had to listen to it deeper if I was going to do a review, because I wanted to find out why I didn't like it. There were a lot of cheesy synths that reminded me of 90s radio pop, plus a lot of very sedate vocals that didn't feel too engaging to me at first. And plus, the music just had this middle-of-the-road thing going on. It was dreamy, but not too dreamy. It was poppy, but not too poppy. I just kind of felt like maybe it didn't know what direction it wanted to go in. And also, what's with the smoking? I have a theory about albums where they're smoking on the front cover. I don't like them. However, this theory time and time again is being disproven. It's really not all that good of a theory. It's a small t theory. But after multiple listens to this new LP, which wasn't hard because the songs are pretty straightforward and the album is pretty short, I started to catch some elements that I really loved. I was getting past any hang-ups I was having, and I truly started to feel like these reservations were kind of melting away, and I was starting to see the Radio Department for what they were. I was starting to enjoy the relaxed melodies, the very moderate, hypnotic tempos, and the very pleasant synthesizer sounds, too. It was kind of like listening to a dance party in slow motion, or like medium motion. Not so much slow, but medium. Mid-motion. And initially I saw the sound of this album as being very hollow, very vacant. And right now at this point I can't say I'm on the opposite side of the aisle, not really there, but I am starting to hear and starting to appreciate how much of an influence shoegaze has on this release. Sure, there's a lot of new wave influence on this LP, a lot of synth pop influence on this LP, but the Radio Department conjures a lot of walls of sound too, but they're not really harsh or distorted. They're very light and soft and embracing. The sound of this LP is definitely not deafening. I would almost say it's ambient if the songs weren't so engaging. And I'm really starting to enjoy the hooks too. The heavy reverb on the vocals make translation of the lyrics a little difficult from time to time. However, I think the mood of this album is actually more important than understanding the words in the songs. And I think I pretty much owe my enjoyment of this album to several tracks that, on first listen, did impress me, despite the fact that I might have been on the fence at first with this LP, like the upbeat reggae-influenced keyboards on Follow Suit, the very jangly, shimmering guitars on the opening track Domestic Scene, and the very robotic drum beat and plethora of instrumentation on the track David. All these moments kind of just ingrained themselves into my head after first listen, and even though I may not have enjoyed the LP the first time around, I said, wait a second, let's go back to these tracks, because there's something here. One major gripe that I do have, something that I don't think I'm going to get past, is that whether it's the sound, the mix, the production, whatever, a few tracks on this release do come off kind of thin and tinny, almost to the point where it hurts my ears if I turn it up loud.
Very tinny, very tinny.
Maybe it's intentional, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. But still, this is a really solid release and a great third album for this project. None of the songs really stuck out as being bad to me. But if you're looking for an LP that has a blood trail leading all the way back to the late 80s and early 90s, something that is kind of easy listening for the indie crowd, just some drum machine pop with calm as hell vocals, then this is where you want to be. I'm feeling a decent to strong 8 on this thing. Maybe a more decent 8. Yeah, decent 8. But if you've heard this, and I know a lot of people have because this did get voted up a lot of times on the moderator box, which you should use from now on if you're going to suggest an album. But if you've heard this LP, what do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? And why? Anthony Fantano, the radio department, clinging to a scheme forever.